class! How are you today? I hope you are doing great. Welcome to another day of learning opportunity. I am your teacher, Sir JOMZ, or you can call me Sir Jom. And I will be discussing with you another topic in English 6, and it is all about viewpoints on an issue. But before that, let us look into the objectives of today's session. At the end of the lesson, the pupils are expected to present a coherent, comprehensive report on differing viewpoints on an issue. Write a comprehensive viewpoints on an issue. And last, show respect to one's own personal point of view. Every day, you have to deal with different issues in life. Politics, business, love, society, and many more. They're everywhere. You can read them in newspapers, you can watch them on television, or can hear them in a radio broadcast. Every significant issue is discussed and dealt with. Issues and happenings around the globe are reported and talked about on social media, at home, in the office, or in gatherings. Nothing that happens in the society today can escape the keen eye of the news reporters and their readers. At your age, you are already exposed to these issues, from which you can see posted on your Facebook page, on Twitter, on YouTube, and on other social networking sites. But have you watched or read a report that seems to be biased or slanted? Alright, we will see. In this lesson, you are expected to develop your skills in detecting biases and to critically analyze an issue to understand the viewpoints of an author. Furthermore, you are expected to present a coherent and comprehensive report on differing viewpoints on an issue. Now, I have here an examples of news reports. They are from different sources. What you're going to do is to analyze the manner of presentation, and we will answer the questions that follow. Let's read the reports from Manila. A House of Representatives panel is set to investigate next week to shootout between police officers and anti-narcotics agents in Quezon City that left 4 people dead and 4 others wounded. And the second report from Manila, Philippines also. While it is too early to say whether or not the Philippine National Police or the PNP and the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency or the PDEA were toyed by drug syndicates in the misencounter in Quezon City, it is a possibility, PDEA Director General Wilkins Villanueva said Thursday. These are the guide questions. Number 1, are the news articles about the same events? Number 2, how are the articles the same? How are they different? Number 3, what do you notice after comparing the articles? Number 4, are there differences in the manner of their presentation? Number 5, did the author include his or her personal viewpoints about the issue? I will give you 10 minutes to answer these questions. Your time starts now. Now, let us discuss if you get the correct answer. Notice that although these articles are about the same events, their manner of presentation are different. The first article focuses its lead on the event that took place or the what and who of the news, while the second article directed its readers to focus on the idea or possibility of irregularities or mistake that took place in the said operation. Analyzing the differences and similarities between these reports will make you realize that similar events and factual information may be presented in different lights. Of course, reports should remain neutral, but because people who write them have their own viewpoints, backgrounds, and biases, news reports do not always remain neutral. However, it is always important to become critical consumers of media to avoid being deceived by untruthful information scattered in print and online sources. Moreover, developing your skill in evaluating differing viewpoints are an essential critical thinking skill because it enables you to analyze divergent ideas and integrate differing, even contradictory sources. The skill is valuable as you research papers, examine social and political issues, and resolve controversy. In evaluating, you may consider the following suggestions. Number 1, temporarily set aside your own opinion about a particular issue. Number 2, consider looking at the similarities and differences that exist among the various viewpoints. Number 3, identify the assumptions on which each view is based. Number 4, find and evaluate evidence that suggests the viewpoint is well thought out. Number 5, read more and think about the ideas that differ from your own to avoid paying more attention to points of view with which you agree and treat opposing viewpoints superficially. And last, number 6, by writing a summary, you will be able to analyze particularly complex, difficult, or very similar viewpoints. Through the process of writing, you will be forced to discover the essence of each view. Okay class, let's move on to our another activity. Write a comprehensive report in your notebook regarding the following issues with differing viewpoints in A and B by answering the guide questions. And these are the issues. Let us read the first issue. Number 1, parents can serve as an alternative teacher while the learners are under the distance learning program. Viewpoint A, this is only applicable to those who are not working and have knowledge and skills in different subject matter. Viewpoint B, some parents are busy working and having them as teacher at home is not possible. Issue number 2, modular learning as tool in making the learners learn the lesson. Viewpoint A, it assures that the learners continue to learn their lesson at home. Viewpoint B, some parents are the one accomplishing the modules for their children. These are the guide questions. Number 1, among the two issues presented on the table, to which issue can you relate? Number 2, how do you handle the issue you have encountered? Number 3, considering the issue in number 1, what is your viewpoint about it? Explain your answer. Number 4, considering the issue in number 2, what is your viewpoint about it? Explain your answer. Number 5, write your comprehensive viewpoints for the issues stated in number 1 and 2. Again, I will give you 10 minutes to answer these guide questions, and your time starts now. I think you are all finished. But before we move on to our next activity, I just want to take this opportunity to congratulate you all for a job well done. I think you already know how to analyze an issue, but we need to enhance more your capability. So for the next activity, you need to complete the table by writing a comprehensive report about the following issues with differing viewpoints in A and B. You will do this in your notebook. This is the table. Issue number 1, the use of social media like Messenger as a source of information in learning. Viewpoint A, easy to access information for learning. Viewpoint B, not all learners have gadgets to access information using the Messenger. Issue number 2, availability of learning materials like books as reference for learning. Viewpoint A, very useful in answering the modules and activity sheets given by the teachers. Viewpoint B, not everybody has a reference books used for learning. Issue number 3, studying at home and learning from formal schooling. Viewpoint A, learning can be possible and effective in formal schooling. Viewpoint B, learning can be possible but not very effective for homeschooling. This is the rubrics that you will use while completing the table. First, coherence o yung kaisahan, which is 5%. Next, yung grammar o yung balarila sa Pilipino na tinatawag na ang ibig sabihin ay pagkakabuo-buo ng mga pangungusap, 3%. Next is yung comprehensive o may malawak na kaisipang nakapaloob sa pangungusap, 5%. At kalinisan o yung cleanliness na may 2%. Ito ay may kabuang puntos na 15. I will give you 10 minutes to complete the table. Your time starts now. our next activity, choose your stand about the issue presented on the table. Explain your personal viewpoint. Why do you take that stand about the issue? Write your answer in your notebook. Let's read issue number 1. Use of online and modular learning. Viewpoint A, online learning is better than modular learning. Viewpoint B, modular learning is more effective compared to online learning. Issue number 2, teacher as an effective tool in making the learners learn. Viewpoint A, there is no substitute for teachers in educating the learners like us. Viewpoint B, books and other learning resources can serve as a source of information. I think you have your own personal viewpoints about the issues, and I hope you are doing great. Good job! And now, for the next activity, we will read an article about news. What you're going to do is you will analyze the ideas presented. Then, you will make a report differing between Senator Gatchalian and Education Undersecretary San Antonio. In this part, you will give your personal viewpoints about it. Let's read the article from Manila. Senator Sherwin Gatchalian said Wednesday he was surprised at the Department of Education's report that over 99% of students passed the first grading period of the current school year, which saw Philippine schools shift to distance learning due to the pandemic. At a Senate hearing, a presentation by Education Undersecretary Diosdado San Antonio showed at 99.13% of students obtained passing marks during the first quarter. The figure was based on reports submitted by 156 out of 223 school divisions across the country and had yet to include data from the Ilocos region, Central Visayas, National Capital Region, and Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. We're not after the intention of misinterpretation of data. We just need to appreciate it fully. But for now, personally, this is my personal thought. It was just surprising that the results were all 99%, said Gatchalian, chairman of the Senate Basic Education Committee. The education official noted that the basis for most of the grades were performance tasks and written outputs, since schools did not administer the usual periodic examinations. San Antonio also attributed the passing mark to the DepEd's academic ease policy, which gives flexibility to students in answering and submitting requirements. Gatchalian showed an assessment done by the DepEd's division office in Valenzuela City, where he previously served as mayor and legislative district representative. The assessment showed that Valenzuela students from grades 7 to 10 had an overall average performance rate of 48% to 55% across different subjects. These are just preliminary results, but I wanted to get an indication somehow of whether our students are learning. This sounds more realistic, frankly speaking, compared to the 99% who passed, Gatchalian said. Of course, I want all of them to pass, but realistically, we all know the performance of our students, the lawmaker added. This is the rubrics that you will use while completing the table. First, coherence o yung kaisahan, which is 5%. Next, yung grammar o yung balarila sa Pilipino na tinatawag na ang ibig sabihin ay pagkakabuo-buo ng mga pangungusap, 3%. Next is yung comprehensive o may malawak na kaisipang nakapaloob sa pangungusap, 5%. At kalinisan o yung cleanliness na may 2%. Ito ay may kabuuang puntos na 15. For the assessment part, you will write your comprehensive report regarding the following issues with differing viewpoints in A and B. Let us read the issues. Number 1, too much exposure to gadgets like cell phone. Viewpoint A, study time lessens and hampers with too much exposure to gadgets like cell phones. Viewpoint B, exposure to gadgets improves technical skills. Issue number 2, peer influence. Viewpoint A, among peers you can find friendship and acceptance and share experiences that can build lasting bonds. Viewpoint B, peer influence can bring drastic changes in behavior and attitude. Issue number 3, observing health protocols to fight COVID-19 pandemic. Viewpoint A, this will lead the people in the community avoid the transmission of the virus. Viewpoint B, additional expenses for the family because of buying some alcohol and face mask. Issue number 4, effects of global warming to the people and natural environment. Viewpoint A, global warming is inevitable. It is the work of nature. Viewpoint B, the practices of the people have impact on global warming. Issue number 5, challenges in answering modules. Viewpoint A, it challenges a learner to study harder and read more to complete it. Viewpoint B, it consumes most of the learner's time, leaving less for their family and other things. This is the rubrics that you will use while completing the table. First, coherence o yung kaisahan, which is 5%. Next, yung grammar o yung balarila sa Pilipino na tinatawag na ang ibig sabihin ay pagkakabuo-buo ng mga pangungusap, 3%. Next is yung comprehensive o may malawak na kaisipang nakapaloob sa pangungusap, 5%. At kalinisan o yung cleanliness na may 2%. Ito ay may kabuuang puntos na 15. For the last part of our lesson, in your journal, write your personal insights about the lesson using the prompts below. I will give you 10 minutes to reflect on it. Your time starts now. Alright, I think you are all finished and I hope you understand our discussion for today. And I hope you learned a lot from me. Kung meron kayong mga katanungan o gustong klaruhin, maaari nyo akong kontakin sa aking number, messenger, or sa aking Facebook account. Again, I'm your teacher in English 6, Sir JOMZ, ang nag-iiwan ng kasabihang, kung kaya mo nang gawin ngayon, huwag mo nang ipagpabukas pa, gawin mo na. So yun muna for today and thank you for listening.